All right, good morning, everyone. We are back. We're going to make the loaded breakfast potatoes. We did our prep video yesterday, so we should have everything ready to go. And we're going to execute cooking them today. So here's my little setup in my kitchen. You can see here's all the ingredients that we prepped yesterday. Okay, these are cooked potatoes because I wanted to kind of skip that little part, but I am going to show you how to cook them. So I have 2 cups of boiling water in my pot with 2 tablespoons of salt. Here are the potatoes that I cooked or cut yesterday. So once my water starts boiling, I will add my potatoes. Careful, splash everywhere. Okay, so once my potatoes are in the water, I let it come back to a boil and let it cook for about 2 minutes. You do not want them to be completely cooked. You're cooking them about halfway because they are going to cook the rest of the way when we put them in the saute pan. So over here I have my bacon, and I'm going to start cooking that. You can start that with a cold pan. Okay, so we're going to let that start cooking. Okay, we want our bacon to be about 75% of the way cooked, and we always do our bacon first. That way it gives us a nice grease. We're going to actually use the bacon grease to cook these potatoes. So potatoes are still going. Remember, your 2 minutes really doesn't start until it comes back up to a boil. So my bacon's going. It's going to start getting crispy here pretty quick. Okay, nice big chunks of bacon. Get up real close into there. Yummy. I don't know if you love bacon as much as I do, but it is delicious. Anything with bacon is delicious. All right. I chose to do this potato thing because it incorporates a lot of cooking methods and knife skills that we already have learned in class, and just so I can show you guys how to make a delicious breakfast potato. All right, our bacon is getting there. I forgot. Oh, wrong fridge. I forgot the cheddar cheese that we'll add at the end. Alright, so now I have all my other ingredients set to the side. I got my cheese. Instead of sour cream, I like to use non-fat Greek yogurt. Okay, it's a little healthier. I got my onions and garlic. I got my red bell peppers. I got my cooked potatoes. And I got my garnish. So, the bacon is almost done. Remember, you don't want to take this all the way, but as you can see, it's starting to get nice and brown, and I have a lot of delicious bacon fat in my pan. So I'm gonna move that around just a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna use some tongs, and I'm gonna take the bacon out and put it onto a paper towel. And that way most of the grease from the bacon can strain out. And then with this pan, I'm going to leave that bacon grease in there. Okay, I left it in. This is starting to boil again, so I could start my 2 minutes. Okay, take my onions and garlic. You're going to want to turn your heat down to about a medium heat at this point. so that you don't burn everything, but you want to keep all this delicious bacon fat. You might want to scrape the bottom just a little bit. Okay, and I put it back. It's quite a bit of grease in there. That is good. Okay, so I'm gonna add my onion and garlic to the pan and start moving that around. I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt right now so that my onions don't burn. But I got my onions in there. They're cooking up nicely. You only want to take these until they're a little bit translucent. And then we're gonna add our potatoes. So this is boiling. It's been about 2 minutes. I'm gonna want to strain those. So I have a strainer, you know, just like a normal strainer. Put it on the sink and strain my potatoes. Not let it fall everywhere, but that's okay. So I don't need to cool these off or anything. I can just let them sit. Okay, back to my onions. You can see they're starting to get a little brown. Smells like bacon and onion and garlic. Deliciousness. Okay, so once my onions start to look a little translucent, and you can see the bacon, how a lot of the fat ran off into the towel, which is exactly what you want. Okay, what I like to do is I like to push all my onions to one side and kind of let the grease come back over. And then I'm going to add my potatoes. So these are my already cooked potatoes. I'm going to add them to my pan. Okay, spread them out a little bit. Turn my heat back up a little bit. Okay, try to make an even surface so that they can start to get brown. Okay, it might stick a little bit, and that's okay, because we'll just use our scraper or our spoon to get them back off. But the whole point of par cooking these is that you don't need to fully cook them all the way. If they're halfway cooked, then it's easier to, you know, have a finished product nice and golden brown. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of let these sit in the pan for a minute. There's my other ones that are cooling. Making sure I still have my stuff ready to go. So if you guys look on Canvas, I'm just gonna kind of talk a little bit. On Canvas there is a recipe. It's gonna go along exactly with what I'm showing you guys in this video. I tried to make it simple. I tried to make it to where you guys could possibly do this at home or cook breakfast for your family or for your parents on a nice weekend morning. But the video goes along with the recipe that I posted. So let's get back to. Alright, starting to hear some action. Let's kind of move these around and see. Starting to get nice golden brown color on some of these. Okay, let's start moving everything back in together so that our onions don't burn. Okay, so mixed everything together. And I'm going to continue to let these cook about another minute or so. You always want to have a nice even layer so that they can get some color. Okay, let's not mess with it. Let's let them get some good color. Let's find a cool plate to serve these on. I am a big fan of making food look good as well as taste good. So, let's make sure we got all our seasonings. Okay, I got salt, I got pepper, I love fresh cracked pepper, and I got Italian seasoning. Okay, these are the three that we're going to use for this. Okay, our potatoes are still cooking. You can see they're starting to get nice and little brown. Let's start moving them around a little bit. Okay, you're going to want to continue to do this until you get a nice golden brown color, at least on the outside of a few potatoes. All of them don't need to be completely golden brown. Okay, so once we get it to this point, it's been cooking for about a minute or two. This is when I can start seasoning. Okay, so I'm going to take a pinch of salt. I already cracked some fresh cracked pepper. I'm just going to pinch it on here. And I'm going to sprinkle some Italian seasoning. It's not coming out very good. There we go. Okay. Now I got all my seasonings in there. This is quite difficult to do with one hand, just to let everybody know. Okay, so once I got them seasoned, okay, the bottom of my pan has a nice layer of deliciousness. You can kind of be scraping that so that it goes back throughout the potatoes. Okay, hold on one second. I'm just scraping the bottom of the pan with my spoon to get all this flavor off. And then you can see I have these nice caramelized pieces. So what I'm going to do now is add the bacon back to it. Okay, my cooked bacon back in there. I'm going to add my bell pepper. I like crunchy, fresh bell pepper. Okay, that's why I added it at the very end. Okay, mixing that around. Okay, so from here, pick up my mess. From here, we are pretty much done with the cooking process. I have my onion, my garlic, my bacon, my bell pepper, my bacon fat, my potatoes, everything in here, and it's starting to look really delicious. Okay, so I'm going to take this down some heat to about a medium, and the last thing I'm going to add is cheese. Okay, so I got my cheese, And I add my cheese to the pan. Okay. Mix it around. And now I can take it off the heat because the cheese is going to melt just with the heat from everything going on in here. And I'm going to start to get a nice casserole kind of texture. Oh, it smells good. Okay, so finished product. Now we take it to where we're going to plate it. I want to kind of set up the camera. Give me a second. Oh, let's go the other way. Okay, so now I have my potatoes. Okay, looks delicious. Move some of this stuff. A little messy. Okay, so I can mix it a little bit more, but I have everything in here. Okay, then I can put it on the plate. I like to make food look good. Alright, so keep it all nice and tight in the center of the plate. Okay, this can go back over here. So if you see, I have a nice presentation so far, and we're just gonna make it look even better. So I'll add a pinch more of cheddar cheese, and that'll start to melt on the top and look delicious. I will add the green onions that I cut. And last but not least, if you're using sour cream, that's fine. I like to use Greek yogurt. They taste pretty much exactly the same. One is just a lot more healthy. But the very last thing, take your sour cream or your Greek yogurt, put a nice dollop right in the middle. And then there we have it. Those are loaded baked potato, or not baked, loaded breakfast potatoes. All right, that is delicious, amazing. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. We will see you next time.